Cancer, welcome to mid-July. Okay, happy season, happy July. Okay, listen, I know you've been walking around getting a lot of attention, a lot of welcome attention too, like serious attention. I get it. However, it's time to get serious about something else. It's time to get serious about the work, the organizing, the state of the home, the state of the business, the state of your economy. Love doesn't matter. You know what matters? Providers matter. If this person, this air sign who thinks they're so macho, if they cannot provide, they don't matter. It's a first. I don't think I've ever felt this sentiment off of us before, but love doesn't matter. Money matters. Providers matter. We're in a space where we just refuse to stay stuck anymore. We have realized that not thinking this way has kept us stuck, financially stuck for so long. And it's just blowing our minds. Like, securing an income is so much more important and bigger of a goal than romance right now. And ironically, when you have peace, you know what happens. But here's the deal. The reason you feel now like putting romance and all things associated on the back burner and focusing on financial security, the reason for this is because you want a normal life. You're so done with the upheaval of changing shells. You don't want this anymore. And you know what? If there is an air sign in your life that is completely stuck in their own life, they're about to go through a tower moment that, God forbid, like it's really gonna wreck the structure that they have in their home life, whatever that means. Okay, and you want a normal life. And the thing about normal life is that normal life, simple life, is very expensive. And you've realized that, and you've got some ideas. From the 11th, which is tomorrow, Venus is in Leo, which is your second house. It's material resources and personal values, but it opposes Pluto, which is intimacy, transformation, emotional, intertwining, okay? What does that mean? That's your 8th house. So everything for you is being now viewed through the lens of money. And the sort of chaos this can cause in intimate relationships where you have been the victim of, for example, financial abuse, where you have been gaslit into paying more than others, when others have received more than you, when you have been cut out, shut out, all of that. Venus moves into Leo tomorrow and immediately begins to oppose this 8th house energy where Pluto is, which is in retrograde. And you see money, security, and romance merge into one thing. And that one thing, if we were to sum it up as a phrase, it would be, if my shell is not beautified or concretized by you, then you are not attractive to me. You are not what I want. You are not beautiful to me. You are not charming to me. Despite our best intentions, we fall prey to beauty, to charm, perhaps even more than most. So the people around us that know this weakness that we have may be very surprised to see how differently we react this time around, because we really do feel that we're owed more than just a temporary high, you know? So, over the next 2 weeks, your love life can change drastically. I mean, there can be so much conflict. This is about whether or not you and your partner have the same values. It's about whether or not you and your partner are financially a good match. This is about whether or not, God, for a lot of us, it's about, can we even trust this partner, you know, emotionally, let alone financially? This is all going to come up in the next 2 weeks, and every conversation you have, no matter what the particular flavor, you know, of the chicken wings, it's still the chicken wing, and the chicken wing is personal power. We're talking about personal power. We can talk about like the lemon pepper version or the Korean barbecue version, but we're talking about personal power. So these conversations that you're having that are really igniting your love life. You may find yourself accusing someone of lying, of being a cheat. It's very high chances that someone who has in the past been able to charm and romance you, you'll call them on it. You'll be able to see right through them. Very gratifying moments possible there. And when I say it's about personal power, what I mean is in that right there, you being able to see through things that used to make you feel amazing. You know, you being able to see through a lot of cards here. You being able to see through what before seemed so genuine. This is what this Venus-Pluto opposition can also create. You know, it's not just personal power because you feel good. It's personal power because these illusions that you've been holding on to, you know, Saturn and Pluto both retrograde, these illusions that you have insisted existed about you in the context of someone else, of you having an identity and being who you are in the context of somebody else, that's over. Your shell does not cease to exist because no one is observing it. You are observer and consciousness enough to be worthy of existence. So you've let go of that need for someone else to not justify your existence, but even acknowledge your existence. You've moved from that, or you do move from mid-July to mid-August, from that to clinging pretty fiercely to yourself. And it feels at first like a big gamble. I'm going to forego romance to make money and focus on making money. Seems, you know, to the Cancerian heart, seems a little bit risky, seems out of character. Oh, there are so many cards here. Sorry, I forgot. Seems out of character, right? But it's all about this personal power. And it's all about you being strong and yet smart and diplomatic enough to talk to people from a place of personal power, where they can become aware and comfortable of the new boundaries, for example, that you're setting with them. Someone should be able to make you happy and still respect your boundaries. Someone should be able to make you laugh and still respect your boundaries. Someone should be able to make you smile, laugh, get you into a relationship, get you into bed, and still respect your boundaries. Okay? You are level-headed, you are strong, you are communicative. Again, you are only interested in providers. You are looking for stability, right? Nobody can use this time to catch you in a vulnerable place and take from you like they have before. You had this period perhaps where you were playing, regardless of age or whatever, you were playing this sugar mama role for someone. And, you know, it's difficult. It's difficult to set new boundaries and say no to things that you used to say yes to. And, you know, maybe in saying no, you are afraid that you'll have to acknowledge it. Maybe that's what it is. Regardless, you're cutting off leeches and you need a lot of time to yourself. You need to reassure yourself. You need to ground yourself. And instead it looks here like you're going to be doing a lot of running around and not wanting to deal with it and being social, and then being stuck in your head and being stressed in your head about it, but not showing it externally because you're just going so fast that nobody can catch you. Okay? And if you're still having beef with a Capricorn, or you're having beef with people in your house who are just acting like truly demonic, just know that this emotional moving away that you are taking part in, where your heart just can't do it anymore, you're just giving up on it, is really the best thing that you can do. And I know you don't want to hear this, but if you do not let go of these people, this thing, this beef, this dynamic, this prison, you will not be able to move forward. And I'm not saying this is your family. For some of you, it's family that's toxic and no good for you. You know, for some of you, it's a relationship. For some of you, it's an identity you've taken on in somebody else's family or somebody else's relationship or friendship. It doesn't really matter. The point is, if you don't let go of this, and it, without it being resolved, without an apology, without anything, if you don't let go of this, you will not have the time, space, energy, enthusiasm, or gratitude to be open to what you could really be receiving, which here looks like quite a lot. Those cards all fell out at once, told a story, and then we're like, okay, I'm out. Now, there is a Mars-Uranus conjunction in Taurus between the 14th and the 17th, and that is Cancer rising, your 11th house. So when I tell you from the 14th to the 17th, you can have him if you want him. Just don't even do nothing. Just be yourself. Put on some like BB cream and like a t-shirt. Like, I'm telling you, you can have them if you want them. Whoever it is, whatever's going on, your power of seduction. There's so many people around you that want to talk to you. There's so many people who want to look at you. There's so many people who want to talk to you. There's so many people who are talking about you. But they're all saying the same thing. My God, they look so beautiful. My God, I want to talk to them. My God, where have they been? My God, have you seen their body? My God, this and that. What are you going to do? You're going to choose the one who is the nicest to you. You're going to choose the one that's nicest to you. But I'm not going to lie, there's like tendency to have like super sudden, very intense attractions. And like everything around you is so active. I like to be prepared. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I think you should do. I think you should have on hand from now until mid-August. Make sure you are properly hygiened and groomed every day, all the time. That means you're waking up at 6 a.m. to do your lashes, then that's what you're doing. You have lingerie that you can put on at a moment's notice. Go buy that now if you don't have it. You don't have to buy something super expensive. Lingerie is meant to end up on the floor. What else? I have a thing here. Do the castor oil in your hair, your eyelashes. Use it as an under eye cream. Put it on your feet and put socks on. Is your hair moisturized? Is your skin moisturized? Are your feet moisturized? Go get a manicure. Go get a pedicure. Do all of that. Do you have a summer scent? Do you have a summer scent? Go get one. You need one. Pick one out of what you have already. Choose one and start to wear it. Okay? Get a night perfume. Something just for you. Something that ends up on your pillow. Something that ends up on your sheet. Something that ends up in your hair or on your bonnet. Something that ends up like just perfuming the room. Not too much, not too powdery, not too sweet. Something that just is clean and calm. Okay? Your sleep routine is going to be the game changer for you in terms of attraction, love, and getting what you want out of who you want. Because your sleep routine is going to put you in a cycle of waking up early and being ready and like ready, like looking fucking fabulous, mashallah, before the world is even awake. You're rested, you're hydrated, you're moisturized, and then you're able to fall asleep at an appropriate time, and you get into this cycle, which you know is also really good for your moods. So the last thing I'll say about love here, and then we'll look at the cards and we'll do our extended preview, is that if you can, you know those things like we say, like there are moments when you can like fake it until you make it, and like usually how it's so much more complex than that, whatever. This is one of those times where faking it till you make it will get you everywhere. So regardless of what kind of seduction, what kind of intense affair, what kind of intense energy, what kind of sexual advances, regardless of what comes at you or is thrown at you, just be focused. Like, be open, but be focused and prepared. If you're focused on what you have to do and you're prepared for any opportunity that may find you, you have an air about you. You have a confidence in yourself and a reassurance that you've given yourself by doing all these things and prepping all these things and caring about yourself enough to even think about these things, that you create this this kind of whirlwind around yourself, and it's very effective. It pulls things in, and your dreams are so big, and people's dreams, when they see you in their life, their dreams for you and with you are so big that you need to kind of embody this energy right now. Remember, you're going to have Jupiter there in your 12th house for a year. So you've got to start embodying the vastness of that. There's no hiding that 12th house side of you now. There's no hiding the dark. You know, it's a very active time, very prosperous time. There's so many opportunities. There's so much, alhamdulillah, windfall. And it all depends on you kind of being open to this void. And the only thing that you can really do to prepare yourself for this void and the opportunities that it brings you, that kind of vacuum space, is just having the right, as trivial as it may sound, having the right clothes, the right accoutrements, and the right things that you would need, the right behaviors in place to, again, reiterate your own worth to yourself, thereby raising your self-esteem, but also preparing you for not only, intense sexual moments, but also preparing you for huge opportunities that rely on you thinking really well of yourself to be able to step up and accept the opportunity. So you're getting started early on reinforcing value to yourself through care, and that ends up paying off, inshallah, big time towards the end of the month. So in the extended, we're going to do career and money, and we're going to do mental health, physical health, and general advice. So now, for those of you who are cross-watching and would like some advice on how to deal with a Cancer right now and what are they going through. So to be perfectly honest, if you have been in a situation with a Cancer where they let you go, you let them go, they wronged you, you wronged them, but you don't really talk to them anymore, it is beginning to creep up on you that you really would like to be with them again. And I think simultaneously you're realizing that they're on a come up. And you're beginning to realize that they might not actually be interested in you anymore, which you may be really confused, but you may be surprised, shocked, confused by how much of you was being held up by this rock solid notion that this person would always be in love with you or always think you were like. But Cancers have evolved, they've changed, they've left that shell behind, and they have truly, for the first time perhaps in a decade, left people from their past behind. So if you are someone from the past, it will take a deep financial commitment, I think, right now for Cancers to come anywhere near you, because that's just where their brain is focused, and anything outside of that is going to feel like to them like a distraction and therefore a betrayal. You are keeping me from doing what I need to do so I can win for me, my family, my children, etc., whatever is important to them. So the only way to really get close to them right now is to step in and play, sorry, my leg is itching, I think a mosquito bit me, is to step in and play a role that is complementary to the Cancerian's role in their life right now. So if they are the provider, if they are the one who is, running things, then you come in as a co-provider. If they need money, then you're the person who is free to give them that money, because you understand that that's where their head is at, that's what they need, and you care enough that you want to do what they need instead of just get them to spend time with you. So also be careful here, because we're talking about money. As soon as Cancerians feel like things have become transactional, we have a tendency to back off. Right? So it's about helping someone, not paying them for services rendered, kind of, right? So be careful with that. But in general, don't get your heart broken because they're not treating you the way they were treating you before. Their priorities have shifted, and it has nothing to do with you. And if you haven't ever dealt with them before and you're new and you're just starting to get to know them or just starting to deal with them, then just know that what they're going through right now in their life is really, really important, so as to close the door on a pretty abusive, long chapter in their life and open the door to a fairly sane, really nice life. Yeah. They want something more than exciting, toxic romance. And if that's what you have for them, they may even take it from you, but it won't stick. Okay? All right. The extended, which we're going to do a preview of and look at now, is available on Patreon as a single purchase, on Patreon as part of a subscription. And there are many tiers to the subscriptions. You can add signs together if you want to look at extendeds for more than one sign. And there's also a way on there to access and be part of tiers for the live streams on Instagram. And you can also find the extended on Vimeo and as a standalone PayPal link that you can use. There's also a link below for personal readings, which look like this unless you request to see the cards. Okay, Cancer, let's look at these cards. Love you. Yo! First of all, Cancer, they're hand painted. Do you see the brush strokes? She didn't even put a top coat on them so you could really appreciate. Hold on, look at this hand. Ignore that. Look at this hand. Minami at Vanity Projects in Manhattan, in Chinatown, on Christie Street. No, they are not paying me. No, we do not collab. I'm just a client of hers, just like you will be if you go there. But I will say, I think she might be the best. These are my own nails. So it's just a hard gel over my own nails. And I will say, I think she might be one of the best in the city. So yeah, anyway, neither here nor there, but you know, from Cancer to Cancer, I want to hook you up. All right. Let's do the preview. Sorry, I forgot. I thought we were going straight to extended. No, we're in the preview. Welcome to the preview. Sorry about that, you guys. So let's talk. Let's get into a little bit more about this Mars-Uranus conjunction. So, one of the most important ways that we show others how we should be treated, how they should treat us, is through our level of kindness with ourselves. So, someone who sees you sacrifice your sleep to stay awake and argue with them will not respect your sleep patterns. It's very simplified what I'm saying, but I hope you get what I mean. There are things that you should adhere to doggedly, things you should become, activities you should become dogmatic about over the next month. Things that, in fact, will make others a bit upset, and you won't know why, because all you're doing is engaging in self-care. It's so funny that this is upon us astrologically the way that it is right now, because you see how much flack Khloe Kardashian is getting, who is a Cancer, for having a routine, having a schedule, taking care of herself, taking care of her kids, and really relishing and blossoming in that, the safety and security of that routine. And you can see how triggering it is to people around her that she is taking care of herself. One could go even so far as to say that Khloe's real wounding in life was that she wasn't cared for and instead was made to care for others. And the fact that she is now finally caring for herself has created a breakthrough, not just in her love for herself, but also in her personality in general, in her awareness of others, which was already high. But, you know, we grow when we give ourselves the things that we needed and that we didn't have. So a lot of us may be able to relate to that exact series of events in the next month and a half, because you'll find yourself having to explain why you need to go to bed. You'll find yourself being made fun of for wanting to get up at 6 a.m. You'll find yourself being criticized and questioned for reprioritizing your life in a way that puts who you care about and what you care about first, and somehow you just ended up at the top of your own list. And I think that's very shocking for a lot of people who count on you not being at the top of your list. We've spoken about this ad nauseum before, but I bring it up now because it's something that's so poignant in this next 30-day period. Over and over again, you may find yourself feeling like your self-care is simultaneously bringing you such joy, and a deep attraction is being built between you and others because of it. And at the same time, you are repelling certain people that you never thought had any sort of issue with you. It is so confusing. And as the month progresses, you will, or the period, in fact, progresses, you will begin to realize that this is very Pluto retrograde coded, because these people who suddenly find so much fault with you are revealed as always having been your hidden enemies. And hidden enemies are usually very, very, very close. So, simultaneously feeling amazing, secure, safe, focused on maintaining your own security, not looking to anyone to help you with that. And at the same time confronted with having the rug pulled out from under you in terms of emotional security with others. With yourself, you're good, man. You're good. You're feeling good. You believe in yourself. You trust yourself and the routines and the discipline you've created for yourself, or that you will create in this period, wherever you are in this journey. But the level of insecurity and fear created by people closest to you revealing themselves, in some cases, as never having liked you at all. It's so confusing. People may say or may have already said some wild shit to you that you think to yourself, did you always feel this way about me? Because if I felt this way about a person, I would never be around them. But you have stayed around me. And this is how you really felt? In some cases, it's extreme to the point of like, this is how you really felt, and you felt the need to tell people around me, but not me. Ooh, that hurt-o. So, it's a deeply grounding time, deeply satisfying time, a time of great attraction, abundance, magnetism. You are on fire. You are beautiful. People just like can't help but come to you. And you're feeling so good about what you're putting into yourself and about how you're treating yourself that like it's not even a surprise, and you're not at all jumping up and down for the attention or because of the attention, or you're just like, yeah, of course, like you're just letting it all come to you. You're basking in it. And then there is this subset of people, again, maybe very close to you, who reveal themselves as not being able to bear this sort of happiness and contentment for you. Somehow their life doesn't make as much sense as it should if you're not the pathetic loser. Aw, poor so-and-so. But that's what happens when Cancerians come into a time of power. Nobody is really that happy about it. But it's still kind of comforting that mom's home, right? I love you. That's your preview. We're going to do the extended for real, and go through all these pages of astrological notes and go through this deck. See you there.